We're live, gentlemen. You were talking about Weiss, Jung. Weiss.
It's my.
Your Swiss friend.
It's time to start.
Yeah, it's time to start. We're live.
It's onwijs.
It's onwijs tof.
Onwijs goed.
Welcome, all of you. We're off to a good start. We already have some viewers.
We're with 4.
We are complete
This is
today.
Jeff.
This is Jeffrey.
Hello. Where's the camera?
There, in front of you.
Okay.
Over there.
I hope the sound is okay. I have an extra microphone. I know you are all right, but I'm not sure whether my mic is good at the moment. So let me know. Oh, I hear that it's working. Okay. Jérémy, bonjour. Bonjour. Your French is better, Jeffrey.
Bonjour Jérémy.
Okay.
Comment ça va?
Melbourne, Australia. Wow. We're all over from Tel Aviv. We're all over the world again, guys.
Cool.
That's cool.
Cool.
We have a very interesting test today. We don't do this every live stream, of course, because amplifiers are quite a handful to test. But we are trying to do this completely blind for you. The only thing is we had to have a benchmark, and we take the advanced now. Because we needed to calibrate the record player and all the streaming inputs, so you know already that the advance is playing. That's the only one you're supposed to know. All the others are blind for you. I'm gonna switch between the amplifiers, and I already measured all the amplifiers. That will be in the written review, because I'm not gonna share my screen with all the measurements, but it's going to be okay. All the measurements will be in the written review. But
And the samples.
And the samples, yeah. I already sampled all the amplifiers with 3 tracks. Of course, the famous Jacques Luchet. He needs a prize. that guy has been used so much in our reviews.
You know, there's a recent video on the studio where he recorded his tracks, the Miramar. And actually, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie bought it when they were married. And now he's restoring it as a new,
Studio.
as a studio again. And he teamed up with a French producer.
Yeah.
And it's, just Google
Miramar
Miramar and Brad Pitt.
And you find it. Yeah. It's
And
on Billboard.
And he also makes wine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's
It's
a vineyard.
It's a Billboard video. So I think on YouTube it's published by Billboard.
They make nice
Rolling
videos.
Stone, one of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of these, or both. I don't
They
know.
make nice videos.
But Miramar Studios.
So what are we using? All the amplifiers, that's interesting for you to know, are used with stock power cords. No fancy audiophile power cords, and they are just attached to a Supra, how do you say it? Block, yeah. Right into the wall. No filtering, because I don't know which amplifier likes to be filtered or not. Mm-hmm. So they're all stock power cords right into the wall. Nothing fancy here. We use the Sonnet Pacitea DA converter with the Mutec reclocker as a streaming source with of course, the Alpha Audio PC. That's our stock reference streaming setup. And we use a record player. Jung knows more about that.
Well, it's an oldie. It's kind of a Lin-like thing from Scotland. It's called the transcription divide. Wait a minute. DC 305, I think, and I'll put on the mail what it's on the site what the specs are. But it's interesting because a friend of mine found it when it was still in the box, and he had 3 of it because his father owned a hi-fi store. So we had it restored, or I think 10 years ago, and it was just new. And it's an amazing thing, and it has a SME 3009 tone arm.
Yeah.
And underneath you can barely see it, but it's the Primara R35 Phono Pre.
I love that thing.
One of the best preamps for the price tag.
Yeah, it's ridiculously good
It's extremely heavy.
and extremely
Yeah,
silent.
yeah.
You don't hear any hiss.
So it's our reference preamp.
Yeah.
You can
It's great.
attach any phono cartridge on it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. Then, of course, the TAD speakers, which you all know by now. It's our new reference, well, since end of the summer. And we use Grim cable and Dryade reference flow, the new speaker cable made by Dryade. I like it a little bit more than the normal one. It took a while for me to get it, because it's more bass heavy than the normal stock cable, but all in all, it has higher resolution and it needed some burn-in time. And Arnold says it doesn't need burn-in time, but it does actually. The dot on the eye, especially the bass, came after 2 weeks for me.
Wow.
Then it was okay and better balanced. If you have any questions about the setup, please just put it in the chat. Anything you want to say, guys?
No, I want to hear this. So let's start with the first track, I think.
Yeah, well, this is the only amp you will ever know in this test.
Yep.
That's the Advanced Paris A12, but yeah, you already heard it.
Yep.
A couple of times. So
And we covered the view meters.
yeah, it's supposed to be. It was supposed to be blind. So but we needed to switch. Yeah,
It doesn't come
The
attached
camera,
with it.
the camera doesn't like it.
the camera doesn't like the view meter.
Okay.
It was supposed to be blind, but yeah, well, the first amp is hard
Yeah.
to test blind.
Maybe
And
you have to say something about the music before we start.
well,
Yeah.
you're more the music guy than I am.
Yeah. So
You are the curator.
today we have 3 tracks, short tracks, so we can play them all in the entirety. The first one is a new from a Dutch singer. She's called Wende Snijders, and she just released a new song from the forthcoming album. One of the things is mixed in a new studio in Amsterdam, which specializes also in Dolby Atmos mixing. It's top of the bill, modern, everything is there. But you can hear in the mix that it is indeed, very how it's mixed today, but it's done in a right way. So you will hear what modern, contemporary mastering sounds like on these amplifiers. So that's a good track for the first one. Then we have Vega Trills. Vega Trills is the bass player, the double bass player from the Portico Quartet, with the saxophone player from Mammal Hands. And they made a lovely album recorded in a church in London. And the acoustics of the church is indeed one of the elements of the music. So it's part of the music. They use the acoustics. And that's very good for natural tonality and spaciousness in the music. And then we have on record, and that's your choice, Jung, Tower of Power. But this is a special recording. It's a direct-to-disc recording.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Direct to 2-track.
Direct-to-2-track.
Yeah.
Made on a reference vinyl recording. So that's a one take, I suppose. So they
It's a
just
one
played
take,
it, a one take track. And it should make you feel like it's a live performance. So I'm very curious because we didn't hear it on vinyl yet,
No.
only on stream. So we have 2 tracks streaming and 1 on vinyl. And that we will do 7 times, so you can hear the differences.
Okay.
Sometimes on the 7th day.
Yes. Yes. I think we should start with the first one.
You have the the phone guy.
Under control.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, I calibrated all amplifiers on Friday for 70 dB on the streaming input.
So we have to see if the vinyl input is the same.
I think it's close now after
Yes.
calibrating, But that you know, we don't mess with the volume in this test. It's 70 dB. If we have to alter one thing, we need to calibrate all the amps again. So we will be silent. 70 dBs is not really loud, sorry. But after 7 amplifiers, you get deaf. It's we noticed this from other tests.
Yes.
After a couple of hours, you play louder and louder and louder, and that's not the idea of this test. So
Let's play.
Yeah.
We will play the 2 streaming tracks just as one.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the record, and then we'll discuss afterwards.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Enjoy,
Okay.
people.
Enjoy. Oh, one more. I have to switch the input.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade, ben eruit, ik wil eruit. Het is klaar, ik blok die ruis, ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten, klachtenbank, terrorist, treurwilg, fundamentalist. Het is klaar, het is jij of ik, het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg, het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg, het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg, het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn vezels, ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels, ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen, weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wichelroede, maak parfum van alle pijn. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb, tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben, met alle glans en rafelranden. Mijn manier van houden van en dat ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg, hou me vast en dragen. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden, sterker nog zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, en wat ik dan zie daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie daar zijn wij, en wat ik wil is dat dat blijft. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, en dat was ik altijd al. En het liefst van alle dingen is dat ik jou ook hoor zingen. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
the record.
Should I do it?
Ja,
Zullen we het doen? Let me do it next time.
kan wat hebben.
Een stukje terug. Hij is al goed hoor, je kan alleen maar terug en dan. Yes. Ik hoor nog niks.
Nee.
Je phone hoor.
Nee. Ja, weird. Zo, dus
Hij is al op standby. Maar terug, ja.
Moeten we even opletten.
Even uitzetten. Vergeet steeds hoe dat dan
Wacht even, hij is nog niet klaar met...
Ja. All the circuits have to be...
Yes.
We got something special, you know. To us, love is essential, you know. I might come and think, but you don't get uptight. I'm gonna be on the baby, really out of sight, you know. And I know it too, baby, and you know it's got to be you. What we got's got to be mellow. You're my girl and I'm your one and only man now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can't give a fuck, hey, I'm up to now. Everyone can see our love's a around. And I know it to be, yeah. It's got to be you. We'll be together the rest of our lives, and you know it. You reached out to I've been at it for me, yeah. And we'll look back on all the things that we've done. Still the daytime, just having fun. And I know it to be, yeah. Woo, it's gotta be you, girl. It's a natural born fact. I like it like that. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 yeah. Hey, it's gotta be you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, baby.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
2, 2, 3.
Wait. Ik zet nog even de microfoons voor jullie aan.
You put it in on again.
Oké. Ja, hier staan aan. Oké.
Well.
Don't look. I'm gonna switch.
Yeah, we will talk like this.
Yeah.
Well, Jeffrey, what's your first impressions? Of
Well, it's a little difficult because it's the first amp.
Yeah.
It's the bass line we're making today, so we know which amp it is. For me, if I have to say one word about it, it's smooth. It's quite a smooth amp. I didn't have a lot of harshness in it. It was pretty rhythmic as well. Yeah, quite liked it. You guys?
Well, I put down it's a especially with the Last One Tower of Power, it's a party. It's really a party. So it's very rhythmic and
Yeah.
flowing,
Rhythmic,
really
I had
really
that
well. Yeah. So the involvement in music
Yeah.
I like of it. If I'm listening to the stereo imaging, it's a big image, but the placement isn't very precise. It's hard to see where things are coming from. So it's smoothing over a lot in the imaging.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, you chose very nice tracks. I
Yeah.
would say it was.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
The first one was really what I call in the box audio. It was, the only analog source was when it was the
Yes,
voice. The
yes.
rest
Yeah,
is-
the voice was
everything was done in Pro Tools.
was the most
or-
important part.
So it was and the sub bass was amazing, and it was like it felt like a house track with drop, but then
Yeah,
with Wende. It was
very interesting track.
very a little bit alienating, but I
Yeah.
missed the sound stage completely. But
Yeah.
maybe it was intendedly to be. In
It was a
box.
bit boxy.
Quite small.
Yeah.
No, it's
quite
uh,
small.
Yeah.
that's why I chose this track, because
It's quite small.
I'm curious what we'll hear here, but I know it can can
Okay.
sound very big.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, I had stereo image.
And are you sure that the reverb in track 2 is the natural reverb?
Yes. It is.
Wow.
That was the thing I noticed in the Vega Trails track, that the reverb was more prominent than
Yeah.
I've ever heard. But-
It sounded a little bit artificial to me.
Yeah.
Because
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I was in a church yesterday for a concert.
Okay.
There was lots of reverb and very bad acoustics.
Yeah, but this is recorded in,
different.
yeah, this is recorded in a empty church. So that's different than
That's
when there's,
really
there
different.
people
Yeah,
are
there
in
were-
there.
I thought this amp would be bass heavy, but it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bass heavy.
Martijn,
Yeah.
the mammal hands, wasn't it recorded in Paris in a special church?
No, that's
in
that
England.
was Rachmaninov.
Oh yeah, that was really nice.
Yes. This one is recorded in a church in Piccadilly, I think, if
Yeah.
I remember right.
Oh, okay.
It's a beautiful recording.
Yeah, it's a beautiful recording. It's recorded at night.
It was quiet.
It's very quiet, yeah. And the reverb of the church, so the acoustic of the church, is part of the deal. So they say it's the third player. So I think with the recording engineers made sure that they captured the reverb of the church.
Yeah. The room acoustics.
But it was more prominent
Yeah.
here than I've ever heard. While on the other hand, I mean the bass, I thought it would the snares of the bass would, with the advance, would like be next to my ear, but that was very nice. I have
Yeah, it
to
was
say.
pretty okay. Yeah.
But the clarinet, the saxophone was
Bit metallic.
bit diffuse for me.
Yeah. Bit metallic.
Yeah.
To my taste. But we got used to a pass lap setup.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
That's around
a bit
17,000 euro.
didn't
These
feel-
are all
I
2,500.
didn't feel
to
it
three.
was as a harsh.
No.
No, it wasn't harsh at all.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I recognized it the way he played, from
Yep.
Yeah.
Mammal Hands.
You could hear the background noise
Yeah.
on the second song, but of course, it's because of the TAD speakers as well. They let you hear everything.
Yep.
Yeah, but without
I
being
quite liked it.
analytical. That's what I like.
And I think for us, our calibration is none of these amplifiers is filtered, so it's direct in wall, and that I think makes a difference in the stereo imaging and the
Yeah.
smoothness of the imaging, and maybe also the
Maybe.
size.
Yeah, because the power in this place is really bad.
Yeah.
So they have to work hard on the power supply now.
Yep.
That's why we use Isotech power conditioners. They do a good job, but we don't use them now in these amps because we don't know how they react.
Which
I-
is a
I-
good choice, I think.
I
but
think
for
it's a
us-
good decision
Yeah.
not to use filters.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
it's just people
A lot
don't
of
have
people will not have
exactly.
expensive.
So
power.
this is a real baseline test. It only can get better.
Yeah.
That's
or worse, depending on.
on your conditioner. Yeah, okay.
But also on your conditioner, but also it can be worse. What you heard now can be better or be worse by one or the other.
most of the
amplifiers.
times it will be better in the Netherlands.
If you use a conditioner, the
Yeah.
Netherlands is
Yeah.
pretty good, stable in power. But we have a lot of industry, and we're at an industrial area in an industrial area. So
A
that's
lot of noise.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of noise.
All right.
So next,
Cool.
What do you think?
Martijn?
Tower of Power, very short.
Power of
No,
power.
Yeah, I
because
listened
it's
yesterday.
on the
I like
other
it.
input. I'm sorry. That's not.
What do you think?
okay.
He asked.
What do you think?
Oh,
We haven't
that-
discussed the third track.
the,
What is
the
It's
oh the
good.
final track.
I love that track.
Yes, I love it.
I have to admit, it's better than I thought.
What-
for
what-
our viewers, Jaap
Isn't the
said he
brass?
didn't like this music.
No, I hate big band jazz and soul and
Big band.
It's not big band.
no, but
It's
I don't
not
like
really big band.
I don't like brass music.
I think it's okay.
Okay, we're out
It's
here.
just not my thing. Yeah.
That's all right. But I think what I was most curious about is how the live feeling would translate from. It's a direct to disc recording, so it's recorded live in the studio. It's a big setup. It's an audiophile kind of recording and pressing, and it shows. I think this
Yeah,
sounds better
it's
than
a nice
the
recording.
streaming track on
It
from
does,
Cobus.
it does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have the CD as well. It's also more boxy.
Yeah, this is not boxy.
No.
It's really airy. That's what I like.
And
Yeah.
I think if you would play it on a PA system, it would be as if
Yeah.
they're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great recording. I have to.
It was
say,
nicely
yeah.
balanced.
So next one.
Next one?
Martijn. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really curious. There we go.
Okay.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade, ben eruit, ik wil eruit. Het is klaar, ik blok die ruis, ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten. Klachtenbank, terrorist, treurwilg, fundamentalist. Het is klaar, het is jij of ik. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn wezens, ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels, ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen, ik weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wichelroede, maak parfum van alle pijn. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb, tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben, met alle glans en rafelranden. Mijn manier van houden van en dat ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg. Hou me vast en draag me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden. Sterker nog, het zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En wat ik dan zie, daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie, daar zijn wij. En wat ik wil is dat dat blijft. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En dat was ik altijd al. En het liefst van alle dingen is dat ik jou ook hoor zingen. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
Did you hear the difference?
I know. Oké, even omdraaien jongens. Ja. Anders kunnen jullie zien waar ik wissel. Ja. Wegkijken, wegkijken. Even kijken hoor. Oké. Even kijken.
We hebben nog niet de plaat gedaan, hè?
Nee, daarom.
Oh, zo.
There we go. Ja. Yep.
We got something special. You know it. To us, love is essential. You know it. I might come in but you don't get uptight. I'm gonna be on that baby, really out of sight. You know it. And I know it too, baby. And you know it. It's got to be you. What we got's got to be mellow. And you know it. You're my girl and I'm your one and only fella. And you know it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't give up back. I can't wear a look to now. But everyone can see our love's a better. And I know it too, baby. And you know it. It's got to be you. Together the rest of our lives, and you know it. You reached out to help me let it for me. And you know it. And you will look back on all the things that we done. See all the daytime, just a little fun. And you know it. And I know it too, baby. And you know it. Woo, it's gotta be you, girl. And you know it's a natural born fact. I like it like that. Woo, woo, woo. And you know it. Woo, 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 yeah. Hey, it's gotta be you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, baby.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, wacht even voor. Ik moet eerst even dat ding eraf
1,
halen.
2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Zo. En dan zet ik jullie microfoon. Wat is naflatine?
Wat?
Nee, iemand zegt naflatine.
Geen idee.
Nee, ik ook niet. Naftaline. Naftaline.
Naftalene.
Yeah.
What's the, what?
Some kind of chemical compound.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
what is-
Well.
Well.
I'm gonna change.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll discuss
We'll
it.
talk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Now for something completely
Different,
different.
yeah. Yes, yes.
I really had to get used to the second amp
Yeah?
with
Did
the
you?
first track.
Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah,
Why?
I didn't like it with the first track.
What was it?
I thought it was more in your face. The voices were a little harsher. Yeah, I don't know. But then the second and the third track, I liked it more.
Okay.
So I think
But
maybe
overall, you were
if it's a
not-
if it's a good recording, it's good. But if it's not as good recording, maybe it's going to be less forgiving, or I don't know.
Could be.
so
Yeah.
you thought it was analytical or
Just a little.
not so involving.
Yeah. With the first track, I didn't really
Okay.
like it. but it was rhythmic. It was quite fast. With the second track, it was better balanced. And with the third track, I had more of a live feeling, more true to the recording, maybe. But not with the first track.
Okay.
I think the difference was too big. I had to adjust or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Too
kind
fast
of-
for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was kind of a difference.
And there
It
was
was
a
a
lot
big
of
difference.
bass that we didn't hear with the first amp.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys
I thought it
think?
was a lot faster and more
Yeah.
rhythmic.
It's very
Fast.
fast in the transients.
Yeah, it's really
This
fast.
amplifier. That's obvious. Also in the first track, I understand why you are struggling a little bit with the difference. This is where the imaging came into play and all the effects
Mhm.
did what they should do
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
imaging, which was lacking on the first amp. And that makes for such a big difference. So this is a very, it's even more a discriminator than I thought. This track,
Yeah.
uh,
Huge.
Yeah, it's huge difference. It's nice. Her voice was
Crystal clear.
crystal clear, but it was also more in the back of the mix than in the front of the
Oh,
mix. That
okay.
was with the first amp. It was more front, and all the effects were more backwards. So that was turned around, which I liked, because I think that's the idea of the mastering of the mixing. And with Vega drills, what I heard is there's more weight in the notes. So the bass is different than the first amp, and I like the sound of the saxophone a lot in this amplifier. And you heard with the middle part in Vega drills where they play the short notes, and the reverb is the third element in between the notes. That was very obvious. So that was very good. And the only thing downside I heard with also the first track and also the last track, when it gets very busy, there's a bit of compression.
Yeah,
creeping in.
someone noticed that on the chat as well. It has a hard time with really busy
Yes,
music.
yes.
I have to admit that I heard that as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
The Mammal Hands track suited it better.
Yeah, because there's not much happening
No,
in terms of
It's easier.
layering.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's layering,
I
of
had
course.
that on the first track, not as open.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. With the Tower of Power track, I heard the background singers singing
Yeah, I
indeed
liked it.
in the back behind
Yeah.
Yeah.
the main singer this time.
Faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I also like. I know that there is actually a sound stage.
Yeah.
It was balance, controlled, and dynamic, and what I thought it was nice that there was definitely more sub bass, but it didn't push away the rest of
No.
the track.
No,
But
did
that was-
really well.
And I thought it was the first track nicely layered, even in the busy mid range, and that was very. It was maybe because I was sitting at the
In
sweet
the
spot.
middle.
You
Yeah.
were in the middle. That's very
it's
important.
different.
Is true.
Yeah.
We can change if you want to.
No, it's fine. It's,
And then again, I'm with you, Martijn, on track 2. Amazing detail, richer sound in a double bass.
Yeah.
And the reverb goes from left to right. And in amp 1 it was artificial and it was natural. This was natural done. Because if you can hear it at home, I don't know, but it starts from left and goes to right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's of course a mastering thing, I guess, but it's still natural. And in track 3, I like the B3 organ very much, and the tambourine. You should listen to this track. There's a tambourine coming in halfway, and sometimes because it's live, it goes too loud. But that's it. And on the very last seconds, it really goes wild. And on the advance, it went really bang, bang. It was nice because it's more live. And here it was more in control.
Mhm.
With the tambourine, you could even hear a tambourine when you're playing live on a PA. You can hear it without mic. It's so hard. It's so loud, tambourine. So nice way to check recording.
True.
What I noticed with the bass sounds, both on the Vega drills, the second track and the third track is that the sound of the double bass, the mid bass part of it, was more prominent than the really low
Yeah.
reverb of the bass itself. So it has a little bit of more emphasis in the mid range, I think, this amplifier.
I agree. But I did like it
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
It surprised me actually. I know, of course, what was playing, but
I don't
So
know.
it wasn't Rega.
you don't know. No. No,
So
I don't,
it's-
I've heard all amps during the sampling, and but you hear them over headphones, and there are definitely similarities, and you can definitely hear what an amp does. If you download the lossless tracks, that is, I'm sure that YouTube compresses some stuff that, but the differences are the same. But you can't really hear the stereo image, and that's what surprised me in this case. It plays larger.
Yes. Yeah.
So next one.
Next one. Okay.
Yep. I'll switch the microphones as soon as you are ready. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg. Dit tranendal, controle, dwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade. Ben eruit, ik wil eruit, het is klaar, ik blok die ruis. Ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten, klachtenbank, terrorist. Treurwil, fundamentalist, het is klaar, het is jij of ik. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn wezens. Ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels. Ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen. Ik weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wichelroede. Maak parfum van alle pijn. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb. Tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben. Met alle glans eraan voorhanden. Mijn manier van houden van en door. Ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg. Hou me vast en draag me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden. Sterker nog, het zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En wat ik dan zie, daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie, daar zijn wij. En wat ik wil is dat dat blijft. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En dat was ik altijd al. En het liefst van alle dingen is dat ik jou ook hoor zingen. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
Don't look.
Oh,
Yeah? Okay.
sorry.
Oh, dat was de stream.
Ja.
Totaal anders, hè?
Yeah. Yo. Go.
Ingewikkeld.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
We got something special, you know it. To us, love is essential, you know it. I might come and think, but you don't get uptight. I must be on the baby, really out of sight, you know it. And I know it too, baby, and you know it. It's good to be you. What we got's got to be mellow. You're my girl and I'm your one and only fella. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I give you a rock, and I look to love. Everyone can see I love the best. And I know it to me, yeah. It's good to be you. We'll be together the rest of our lives, and you know it. You reached out to help me let it for me, and you know it. And you look back on all the things that we've done. Still the daytime for just what it's fun. And I know it to be, yeah. And you know it. Woo, it's gotta be you, girl. And you know it's a natural born fact. I like it like that. Woo, woo, woo. And you know it. Woo, 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 yeah. Hey, it's gotta be you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
All right. 1 second. I'm gonna switch. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Your mics are on.
Said you love me,
That's also a nice one. The yeah.
but
Okay.
then every single word is true.
Yeah.
Nice
Acting
balance
so
on this,
funny lately.
It's very balanced. For my
You
taste.
think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was not so balanced.
Well, I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
What do
it-
you think?
Yeah,
What did you think? You?
I
Don't look.
it didn't impress me. You know, I felt it from, from my right side as well. I know I didn't feel the urge to make notes. What's happening with this? Because everything was there. There was bass.
There was too much bass.
There was too much bass.
Yes.
In the first track, I'm sure.
Also in the last one.
And the mid the second track. Yeah, I cannot pinpoint it in a way.
I think
It
I know.
was.
It-
It didn't involve me in the music as much. And the last one was, but was okay. But the track is, you know,
Yeah.
it pushes and the preamp is great. So
But it can handle all the busyness. That it
That-
didn't have any problem with.
that's true.
With the
Very
busy parts.
controlled.
Yeah.
But the soundstage was completely different.
Yes.
And I thought in the last one I missed the mid range, where you know the amp 2 has a lot of mid range, and this I heard a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but in the middle there was something
Yeah, the voices were more in the background.
Yeah, but that's if the mid range isn't, it becomes upfront when the mid range is pronounced,
Mm-hmm.
and when it's just right, it becomes
Yeah.
differently. And here,
For me, it plays very forward. This amp. It's very in your face.
Yeah.
It's very fast,
especially
It's
the
fast,
the
yeah.
first track, it's very fast.
which I like.
You like fast.
Yeah, I like fast amps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
had-
a
it had a-
it's a very clean sound, but that's also the clean. It's always the question if you write down it's a clean sound. What do you hear? Is it clean in its tones, or is it clean because
Mhm.
because it's a fast amp, and the reverb died out really fast also with this one.
There was no reverb.
There was hardly any reverb,
Oh,
That's funny. That's funny.
and the bass was very restlessness. So it was too much. It was uncontrolled, the bass for me, especially in the double basses.
Would that be
What?
Yes,
That's so funny. I thought that's a really relaxing sound, and I like it. It's
too.
balanced.
Me too.
no, it gave me the
You serious?
yes.
That's
Oh,
very
wow.
very
the
strange.
Venda track?
In the second,
In the
Vega
first
Trails,
track, it was
but in the first one, I was
pretty
already too
controlled.
much,
Yeah.
and in the
No,
second
It
one,
is kind of bass heavy,
too
but
too much.
no, not for
no,
my
it was
taste.
still
In-
control.
as
I don't know.
compared to the other tones. So if you took the tonal balance from high to low, then the low was not as controlled
Yeah.
as I should like it in comparison to the other parts.
Well, in
and
comparison to the second amp, it's
yeah,
way less dry,
yes,
True.
That's true.
and that's something I also measured. So that's
But-
funny.
But I think you are lacking, and I noticed it in the Tower of Power vinyl track. The separation between left and right is difficult. It's completely separated. So you have left and you have right. There's something missing in the stereo image here.
Mm-hmm.
It's too separated. It's not separation in left and right because that's something different. But the image is
Yes,
smeared out.
And what I liked about Amp 2, the layering of the double bass in track 2, that
Yeah.
I totally missed in this one.
Yep.
There was one bass profile or so, I don't know.
Which this discussion is nice because it shows that everybody listens different and has different
Yeah.
preferences.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's why there are so many different amps.
Yes.
Like I recently tested the Mark Levinson, and it's a big difference from the past labs. I like both. By the way, they each have their own thing that is very nice, but they're very different. And in the end, making a choice can be really hard.
Yep.
We have the luxury to audition 7 amps.
Yes, that's
What do
true.
you think?
I really like this amp.
I do. Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
What is it that you like? What
Yeah.
did you hear?
There's
Because
nothing
we
that
described-
irritates me. There's
No.
nothing that. Yeah, it was nicely
what do you
balanced.
like?
There wasn't. I liked. I
I'm
liked.
asking you what not
I
irritates
liked
you.
the rhythm. It was fast. It had a lot of drive. It had a lot of punch.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the bass was too overpowering. Yeah, I really
it
liked
accurate?
it. I don't care. I liked it.
Oh, it's way less accurate.
we listen differently, Jong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way less accurate than the previous one.
Yeah.
But I still like the compromise they made. It's
No, okay,
It worked
that's
well with the
fine.
speakers.
well, for my taste, it was a little bit too bass heavy for everyday listening. I in the end, I would miss
Maybe.
some transparency in the sound, but I can imagine people like this a lot because it's very forgiving.
I wrote down in the mid-range the voice. There were a lot of details in the voice of Wende,
Yeah.
which were lacking in the other amps.
Yeah.
But I think it emphasizes it. So that's the forward part
Maybe. Yeah.
in playing, and I think it makes it easier to follow what's happening. So that's a choice they make, I think, in tuning the amplifier and making it easy to follow what's happening. But there were other aspects which I didn't like so much that we discussed.
Okay.
Next.
Next one.
It's a matter of taste.
It's a matter of taste.
Well, that's what they say here. It's all a matter of taste. Yes, it
Absolutely.
is. We're not pointing out a winner or the
No.
best amp. We just describe what we hear. Okay, I'm gonna switch the mics. You're gonna switch on the song.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade, ben eruit, ik wil eruit. Het is klaar, ik blok die ruis, ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten. Klachtenbank, terrorist, treurwil, fundamentalist. Het is klaar, het is jij of ik. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn vezels. Ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels. Ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen. Ik weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wiggelroede. Maak parfum van alle pijn. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb. Tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben. Met alle glans en rafelranden. Mijn manier van houden van en dat. Ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg. Hou me vast en draag me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden. Sterker nog, het zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En wat ik dan zie, daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie, daar zijn wij. En wat ik wil is dat dat blijft. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En dat was ik altijd al. En het liefst van alle dingen is dat ik jou ook hoor zingen. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
Hij is
Hij-
uit nog. Misschien moet je hem even nog even aanklikken.
Is dat zo? Nee, hij is er
Nee,
nog aan hoor.
Hij is aan. Hè?
Ja, hij is zeer aan.
Zeer aan. Ja.
Goed.
We got something special, you know it. To us, love is essential, you know it. I might come with me, but you don't get uptight. I must be on that baby, really out of sight, you know it. And I know it too, baby, and you know it. It's got to be you. What we got's got to be mellow. And you know it. You're my girl and I'm your one and only fella. And you know it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't go back to see her up to now. Everyone can see I love the fella. And I know it to be, yeah. And you know it. It's got to be you. Together the rest of our lives, and you know it. You reached out to I've been at it for me, and you know it. And you look back on all the things that we've done. See all the days time just having fun. And I know it to be, and you know it. Woo, it's gotta be you, girl. And you know it's a natural born fact. I like it like that. Woo, woo, woo. And you know it. Woo, 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 yeah. Hey, you know it. It's gotta be you, lady. And you know it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, baby. And you know it.
One. Switch the mics. Yep. Go.
How different can it get with
What
four,
a-
out 4 of those amplifiers?
What a difference an amp makes.
Yes.
Difference an amp makes.
It's ridiculously different.
Jeffrey,
Yes.
this must be to your liking because this is fast.
Yes, it was fast, and it had more than. Oh, we have to.
You can talk to us.
You can watch. You can talk.
It had more of everything. More than
Yeah.
the previous amp. Even more. It was as fast as the previous amp, but it had more of everything. I really, really, really like this one. So far, my favorite.
And what did you like?
I thought it was the first one that was really refined. It wasn't too much in your face. Had a nice flow. Great timing. So yeah, I liked it. What did you guys think?
I thought it's very clean, this one. It's a bit lighter on the bass, so I think maybe for some people's taste it will be too light. If you like more bassy kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that the accuracy of this amplifier is really great, both in tonal color, so the color of the instruments,
Yeah, texture as well.
the texture. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's depth in the sounds of the different instruments, and well, with the Vega Trails track, the part where they have the small notes and the interaction with the room,
Yeah.
with the church, that was really nice.
It
That
was very
was-
involved.
Yeah.
You could hear
Very
that the
involving.
best on. I could hear it really.
The ambience, wow.
He really plays with reverb. You know,
Yes.
it comes back and then he
Yes.
plays.
Yes.
It's kind
It
of-
was the best so far.
and I couldn't hear that very well on the first three, and on
Nope.
this one it was really.
I agree. The reverb was amazing on
Yeah.
this amp.
And the attack
Yeah.
on the bass strings was very nice
Yeah.
because you really heard the attack.
Yeah.
So in its transients response, it's fast, but a lot of amplifiers which are fast
Mhm.
have a fast build-up and also a fast degradation.
Yeah.
But this one,
This
it ha-
sustained it.
yes.
True.
So that's nice.
And a nice start-stop.
I think the micro detail on this amp is really good.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Detail.
That was struck me as well. With the Mammal Hands track, the reverb was very obvious and better sustained than on the other ones.
But
Wow.
I found out that the the transition from normal to sub bass was a bit too harsh, into my taste.
Yeah.
So it was like there was a filter. I
Mhm.
don't know. You heard the sub, but it could be the track that it was just in that area where there is. I don't know. It was too much. Okay, so now we have sub, and now we have above sub.
With this amp or the previous one?
This amp.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you mean. But there's a difference between because the bass is not as bass heavy, so the separation between the sub bass in the
Yeah.
first track and the bass sub bass effects and the real bass, the
Is
normal
larger.
bass is larger.
Yeah.
Every amp has dealt with the bass differently.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. That's what you definitely have a point there. Every amp is so different in the bass.
Yeah.
The mid highs are
So what's
okay on all of them.
what's the best? What's
Yeah, and-
right? What's
I was the least involved with the Tower of Power.
It was a bit thin.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
was as if it is used to digital high compressed, or I don't know.
but I could
a
hear
lot
the
of-
I could hear the record surface for the first time. I could hear all the
Oh, yeah.
little cracks and
yes.
which was
me too.
actually
In the first track, the
Quite special.
track, there's a very busy part at the end, and this was the first time in the mix when I heard in the highs the details,
yeah.
which are lost in the mix on the other amps.
I heard everything
Yeah.
with this amp.
There's a question about the turntable, Jung. Which one is it?
He
It's
will
the
he will post
STD.
it.
No, the STD 305. It's called Strathclyde, which is a village in Scotland.
Yeah.
Transcription devices 305D. D means that was the display, which is digital.
Woo!
And it has a SME 3009 tone arm, and it has a TRX2 ADC cartridge, movie magnet.
And we use the Primare R35 preamp on all of them. Could be that I need to open. Is the front door still open, or is it closed
It's close, I think.
Now the front door is open, the first door.
for the
First
lunch?
door,
Yeah, the first door
Front is
needs to
open.
be open. Okay.
The nice detail is that the tone arm has been used
lunch.
in the old Dutch broadcasting studio, the NOS by that time.
It's a nice
But
table.
it's the tone arm.
Yeah,
is
it's
still,
really
it's a
good.
classic. It's
It's a very
Yes, I
good
mean-
table.
It's fast.
it's fast. It's
Yeah,
fast
and the
table.
Primara, I like it as well. This was the first preamp that I actually liked, and when Jung and I were testing it, I got vinyl for the first time. I thought this is silent, it's still dynamic, it's clean, it lets you hear the recording really well, and I'm amazed by the table. I don't know how old it is, Jung, but
1981.
it's
It's a
40
great
years
table.
old.
Of course, it has been undergoing. You have to maintain it.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
classic stuff, but it's
Yeah.
But it plays really well. Up to the next amp,
Yes.
guys.
All right.
And then I think it's lunchtime, and then we round it up with the last two of them.
Okay.
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 I can start?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade,
Wat is er?
Ik had de microfoon niet geswitcht.
Oké,
Dacht ik al.
again.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade. Ben eruit, ik wil eruit, het is klaar, ik blok die ruis. Ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten, klachtenbank, terrorist, treurwilg, fundamentalist. Het is klaar, het is jij of ik, het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg, het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg, het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg, het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn vezels, ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels, ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen, ik weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wichelroede, maak parfum van alle pijn. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb, tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben, met alle glans eraan voorhanden. Mijn manier van houden van en dat ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg, hou me vast en dragen. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden, sterker nog zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, en wat ik dan zie daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie daar zijn wij, en wat ik wil is dat dat blijft. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, en dat was ik altijd al. En het liefst van alle dingen is dat ik jou ook hoor zingen. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg, ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
We'll be together the rest of our lives. And you know it. You reached out to help me let it for me. And you know it. And we'll look back on all the things that we've done. See all the daytime for just a little fun. And I know it to be. Woo, it's gotta be you, girl. It's a natural born fact. I like it like that. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 yeah. Hey, it's gotta be you, lady. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One second.
No.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you. It's
Yeah, Jung,
Yeah, I like this
take it
one.
away.
You like it?
Yeah. It I don't know. Something in this amp hits me on the right spot. I don't know.
You got all emotional, man.
No, well, no. I think when her voice was very rich, and you could even hear her breathing. But maybe that's because you.
Yeah, there was a lot of emphasis on her voice.
Yeah. And her voice remained in the sweet spot all the time, and the other textures were moving around it. So,
Okay.
and even her voice, there was one, maybe 1 minute or so. Then the voice, it is 3D, and then it gets back again. That's very nice. And I thought that the balance in the bass was very, very good.
Hmm.
Someone's calling me.
Oh, yeah, it's you.
You could hear the R
Yeah.
in her voice. For the first time, I noticed her R, the letter R. That's the first time I really noticed that.
Okay.
So at first it overwhelmed me.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
but then I can understand what you're saying. You.
And and the second one was, I think, what I did?
Mammal hands. Yeah.
No, well, it's Portugal.
It's Vega drills.
Vega trills. Oh,
Very lively, I got involved in a track, and I I wrote down the first amp with high-end control. It was
Balanced, yeah.
yeah, with
Mhm.
the really high-end music. You get the feeling that it's so
A lot of depth
yeah,
as well.
and it really surrounds me. And it was the same with Tower of Power. It was as if you were into the music and you could hear so much 3D in everything, and the background vocals, and also the baritone sax, with Stephen Doc Krupa, which is
Yeah, the instruments were.
they still play actually after 60 years or so. And that baritone is very, it's very different. Every time he plays, you hear it differently. That's the nice thing about this recording. It's very live.
Yeah.
Well,
I hated it.
I thought it was a very polite sounding amplifier, but it doesn't involve me at all.
Okay. I was joking, by the way. I really liked it.
I didn't. No.
Okay.
I have my doubts, so I am not sure about this one.
I feel it.
I-
It misses some breath. I
don't know.
felt
It does.
at points that it should have a bit more oomph, and
Yes.
it was lacking there.
I can understand that.
Well, it's not the most it's not an amplifier that impresses,
Yeah,
but
I think-
it's so well balanced.
Yeah, I think we need more time with this amp.
Was it the move?
I thought it was very polite.
I'm not saying anything.
I think it's a very. To me, it sounds very polite. It doesn't do anything wrong,
No.
but it doesn't shine for me either.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet.
With Tower of Power, I had
This
the
one.
feeling that I was in a restaurant and it was in the playing in the background.
I'm not.
What you said the imaging
Yeah,
was a bit off.
Yes, the second part with the.
That's our lunch.
Yeah,
Lunch.
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 The
carry on.
the Vega Trails part, the saxophone was very placed to the back
Yeah.
compared to the bass was very in the front and the saxophone was very much in the back, and the part where they interact with the acoustics of the church. For me, it felt the instruments were lost in the reverb.
That's true. But even then I was
Yeah.
grabbed by the
The
I
voices.
didn't mind.
I like the
Somehow.
voices in the third track.
Okay.
So yeah, quite rhythm.
I'm with you that it was far less detailed and than amp number 4,
Yeah, it
Yep.
wasn't as pure.
but it was it was okay. But if I had to choose, maybe, but
I'm still not sure
it's all
about
matter
this
of
one.
taste.
I think we need
Have
to
to listen
listen
more.
long. Yeah,
You probably need to listen, but that's
Yeah.
probably true for all
Maybe
of
at a
them.
high volume
Yeah,
as well,
but
and lower
this
volume.
one-
Maybe
I wasn't.
I don't know if you play it on a higher volume because I feel it should have more power. It's
Yeah.
for
A
me,
little
it's lacking
soft.
Well,
power
that's
in the
because,
dynamics.
usually we play at 72 dB. Now it's
Yeah.
70, which is a lot less.
Yes.
And that's the difference. Normally we also put the speakers more to a test.
Yeah.
The speaker is now playing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do a lot.
Maybe it's struggling a little bit with the tots. It could be.
Maybe.
I think the
Yeah,
volume,
maybe.
the volume might be too low.
Maybe it's
but,
just a little too low for the speakers. I had the feeling all of the time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. So maybe yeah.
Do you think, if we
Yeah.
we're not doing that, we're not going to do it now, but we're wondering if the volume might be too low at 70
For
dB.
this one.
For this one.
Or
What I
it's
know from the measurements is that if you crank it up, it will distort more.
more even.
More.
Okay.
And that's not with every amp. Some amps have that. I don't think it will get better.
The distortion can be nice for the.
Well, it's a second harmonic, so it's not bad.
Mm.
It's actually.
Maybe that was what we're lacking.
I don't know. I didn't like it with the first track, or it was
Yeah.
too different, or I'm just not sure.
What I noticed in all the I did the technical side. You do the listening.
Yep.
What I noticed in the technical side is
With this amp,
no, with all
with
the
all
amps.
the amps, yeah.
Sorry, I just ran for the
Yeah, okay.
for the lunch. You see definite design choices.
Yes.
There are amps that have more feedback than other amps, and they will sound drier. And I noticed from your feedback that it actually is really audible. The amount of feedback they use. The amp we listened now doesn't have a lot of feedback, so it's more punchy and how do you say that? More lively in certain areas. But there was a channel. It doesn't have the best channel separation.
Mhm.
And I think you noticed that in the stereo image.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the former one had I think a very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
separation.
it was really good in channel separation.
No crosstalk.
And it uses more feedback, the previous one.
What do
So
you
it's a
mean
little
with
bit
feedback? What do you
drier.
mean by feedback?
If you amplify a signal, you can use feedback to lower the noise floor. And the
Ah.
amount of feedback it uses will have you will get a very low noise floor and loads of detail,
Yeah.
but it will be drier
Yeah.
and
Cleaner or drier?
cleaner
Cleaner.
also. But for us, it can get
For some,
analytical.
it's too
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 much
much.
feedback will
Yeah.
get a very analytical sound. Class D by default uses very much feedback. And that's you can tackle that with other input stages to get it more airy and more lively and more fluid, but it's hard. But with Class AB, Pause Labs doesn't use a lot of feedback. It uses huge power supplies
Yeah,
to get the
that-
control.
Yes, that was what I remember because I had a Denson amplifier
Yeah.
before.
Huge.
No feedback.
No
design,
feedback,
but
no, nothing.
Really big.
Yeah, you
power.
need a big power supply to get the
Yes.
control.
Yes.
Pause Labs uses very big power supplies. Denson as well. And Denson has, like you said, has no feedback at all.
Yep.
So it's very fast and very airy, but it can lack control.
So maybe what
I was getting
heard
used to this amp, but I needed more time.
Maybe the lack of breath that I
Yeah.
notice. Maybe that's the power
Maybe.
supply part.
Yeah.
Well, you have, if you want in this price class low feedback, you need a huge power supplies, and power supplies are
Expensive.
very expensive.
Yeah.
So that's the compromise. Maybe a smaller speaker will work better on this amplifier. I thought it was doing really well, by the way. I did like it. It had a certain amount of calmness and
Yeah.
authority
Yeah.
that I liked.
Mhm.
Okay.
Every
Yeah.
track sounded good to me.
And maybe that's what I meant by high end, the authority.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it really.
It had grip, but not too much. It was still fun. I think the vinyl sounded absolutely the best
Yeah.
of all of them. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
Martijn.
Yeah, the vinyl was
The vinyl was very pleasant.
the first I
And on
didn't
the
like,
previous
the
one,
second
it
was
wasn't.
better, and the third was
Yeah, that's what I said. I
Really
was
nice.
sitting in the restaurant and then this was playing in the background. Yeah.
yeah
A good
okay.
restaurant, by the way, but
There are loads of questions like where is Hegel, where is Cambridge Audio, the CXA81.
Ask the distributor.
Well, for your perception, when I organize a test like this, I do all the organization behind the scenes. The team gives input, like what can we do, which amps are fun to listen to. So we discuss which amps we will do. Then I ask all distributors and importers to send in their stuff. There are several reasons that some stuff isn't here. It's not available. Like NAD, they have back orders in the millions of euros at the moment. It's a big issue. They can't deliver. Like the C399, it's just not in stock. Then there are distributors and importers that don't want to send in their stuff because maybe they know that it can't compete, or they don't like us. It's also a possibility, or both.
yeah.
There was a big show this weekend, AIR, and they only have one sample, and they want to show it on the AIR show. That's also possible, of course. Arcam luckily had 2 samples because there was an SA30 on the show, and we have the other one. That's thank you for that. Rega is in this test.
Yep.
So no worries. Cambridge, I don't know. We have a good relationship with Cambridge Audio, but I think that it just wasn't in stock. And there is a change in the distribution at the moment because D-Max is the distributor of Cambridge. René, that usually which I usually contact. Well, he's handing over the company at the moment. So there's some stuff going on, but that will be okay. We did a lot of Cambridge in the past. Oh yeah, the Evo 150 we wanted, but that's not available. It was at the show, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. So I think we are gonna have some lunch, and we'll be back in around 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I
something
think.
like that,
So we have a short break.
Short break, 30 minutes. We'll be back around 12:40 or 20 to 1, whatever you call it. Have a break, refuel, and then we have 2 more amps to do, and then we're gonna discuss which amp is what and what you wrote down, and I'm really curious about that.
Can we do the first one again after the
Yeah, we will do the advance
that's
again.
the baseline again?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we're not. Some people say, the pause. No, we're not going to do the pause laps because the preamp is actually in the back. It's ridiculous to compare it to these amps.
No.
Why?
Has no use.
No.
That's
That's
at all.
No. No, we have heard it so many times here.
Yeah.
We know that's no competition.
And the
at
preamp
all.
is cold. The power amp is cold. The preamp actually needs 2 days to warm up. Really, you need to
Yeah,
keep
but
it on.
it's a different league. So what do you want to hear?
This is all around 2,500 to 3,000 euros. I think they're doing great, all of them. It's just a matter of taste and interpretation and speaker combination. And one other thing, the reason we keep using the TADs, because some guy says, it's way too expensive. Yes, it's ridiculous to buy a speaker like this with an amp like this. But I learned from Raido, when I was there in Denmark, the thing you test needs to be the weakest link. Otherwise, you're not actually testing the equipment you are testing. Then you're testing your loudspeakers or your preamp or whatever. The loudspeakers are way too good for these amplifiers, but you will hear the differences in the amps.
Yes.
Way better than if we use a 4,000 euro loudspeaker per pair. These TADs are too good, but that's the whole point. They're too good.
And also, you wouldn't combine a Passitea normally with a 2,500 euro
No.
amplifier, I think.
Not even with the Mark Levinson I was testing, because that was around 12k, and the integrated deck wasn't as good as the Passitea, which makes sense.
Yes.
Because a 7,000 euro deck in a 12.5k amplifier is, even then, it's out of proportion. But I heard a lot of difference, and that's the whole point of having reference gear. You need to test with reference gear that is better than the equipment you are testing. So that's why. We're gonna have some food and be back around 1:45.
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
See you later.
See you later. I'm gonna switch off the mics.
Microfoons staan aan? Microfoons staan aan?
Alle microfoons staan ook aan.
Okay, that's fine.
Ik zet even koffie.
Well, Jung. Yeah, we start.
Have a seat, Jung.
Have a seat, Jung. Okay.
Great lunch.
We had a great lunch. I
Yep.
hope you had a lunch too, if in the appropriate time zone.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Today we're testing amplifiers. Amplifiers in the class of 2,500 to 3,000 euros. We have 7 of them. In the description box, I presume the ones we are testing are described. Otherwise, you can find it on alphaaudio.net. There's an article where all the brands and types are mentioned.
Yeah. We don't know. Actually, we are blind testing.
Yes, we are.
Except for the first one.
Yeah.
We know, but the other ones were
For us,
a mystery.
a mystery for us still. We tested 5 of them already, so we have 2 more to go. And we will start by listening to the first one again, which is the Advanced Paris amplifier, because that we use as a baseline in this test. To compare all the other ones too. So far, it has surprised us. We had 5 amplifiers and 5 very different experiences,
Yes.
I guess. Also today, we have a first for a live stream, I think. We have 1 track on vinyl.
Yeah. So we have 2 tracks we play via Roon,
Mhm.
digitally, which is Wende Snijders, Dutch singer, in a very, a very modern recording. Let's
Yep.
put it that way. And then we have, I always forgot the name,
Vega Trails.
Vega Trails.
It's the double bass player from the Portico Quartet and the saxophonist from Mammal Hands. Together they did a project, Vega Trails, which was during the COVID time. They started, the musicians in COVID time, they didn't have any performances, of course. So they thought of doing this, and they recorded this in a empty church in London. They have been looking for the right church for some time, and it's recorded there. On YouTube, you can find, if you look at for Vega Trails, you can see the recordings, also how they made it and where they are playing, which is nice because what you hear on the stream or what is published as the CD or the music is a different version than the ones on YouTube. So they are real musicians in the sense that every time they play the tracks,
It's different.
it's different. They do different things. Yes, that's very nice. And we have Tower of Power on a
Yeah.
special recording.
Yes, it's a vinyl recording from 1981, about the same time of the date the record player is. And it's direct on 2-track and direct on vinyl. So for those of you who know Tower of Power, it's quite a big band with at least 5 horn players, background vocals, lead vocal, bass drum, guitar, Hammond B3.
Switch the amps.
We beginnen met Advance.
Advance weer?
Ja, even. Ja.
Sure. So that's it. They are quite different altogether, and they're also quite short. So we can play them from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss them afterwards.
So
So
maybe just 1 track, Jaap.
Yeah.
For the
Precies. Ik doe wel even streaming.
ja.
Do you have a preference up to now, Jeff? Take my notes.
I have a preference in music.
No, yeah, well, that's not the question.
Well, I have amp 3, 4, and 5. 3 and 4
3 and 4.
for now. Yeah.
3 and 4.
Yours? What's your?
I think
Maybe 4.
I
I'm not
think amp 3 so far. I think it's the most balanced one. But I really liked amp number 2. Also.
And you, Jan?
4.
3 and 4. 4 and 2 and 3.
Is it true? No, not
Sorry,
four. No,
four.
no.
Four is
No, the one we were enthusiastic about, was it 2? Both. We were
yeah, that was
just 2, huh?
that's 2, yeah.
2 and 4
Two-
you
2
like.
and 4, yeah.
I think 2. Yes, 2.
For me, 2 and 5. Yeah.
5 was also very nice,
Yeah.
which was with totally different argumentation. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I said 3, I meant 4. Looking back at my
Okay.
notes.
We'll see.
We'll see.
see.
So let's play. What should we do? Window or Vega Trails as refresher?
Vega Hills.
Vega Hills.
Vega Hills. Vega
Vega
Trails.
Vega
Hill.
Trail. The Vega.
Vega
I have
Hill.
to-
Vega. The hip, hop, the hill.
The hill.
Your Vega.
Yeah. Okay.
Rock it out, you can be the bubbly band man.
Is the microphone switched?
It is now.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Then say play this one. Can I just?
Rock Scooby-Doo. And guess what?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. Now we
Yeah,
have to
you-
look the other way.
We have to look the other way because Jaap is
You
going.
can discuss the bass line again.
Yeah. I get this amp. I really
Yes.
get this amp.
Yeah.
I understand why it has a very nice musical glow
Yeah.
over it,
It
and
does.
it's just you sit back, you relax, you listen, and you don't have to analyze the sound. I mean, there's a lot of stuff which is not correct, but it does do one thing very good, and that's that glow on the music. It's so nice to listen
It's
to.
smooth.
It's smooth, yeah.
It's easy listening.
You know, the saxophone sounds like Kenny G here.
Oh,
So
it's
They have it's something that Ben Olsen also does. It has this nice smoothness
Yeah.
overall
Yeah.
because they have Ben Olsen's awesome head-to-head listener panels. Okay, we just want this kind of sound. Yeah, we want this.
yeah.
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 So saxophone is Kenny G.
But even on the impulses, it has a lot of headroom. This amplifier. I notice now because we heard all the other ones. It's the with the big impulses from the double bass. It still doesn't give a. It just does it the
Yeah.
right way, and there's
has-
still even more
Has huge
headroom.
power supplies.
Coffee.
Yeah. It has a huge power supply and double, so it's a double mono.
It's still
Did you test it at home?
this one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I think I need to test this one at home. Yeah.
I tested a small.
It's really nice. I like it.
Yeah.
And I think you can see it. Now the meters are revealed. The silly papers are gone. It looks fantastic.
It's a big amp.
It's well, it's so over the top that it's nice
And
again.
I don't know how many. It has so many connections.
Yes.
It's behind. It's like an audio video receiver.
Yes. Yes.
So it's I think not a bang for the buck is maybe too much of a statement, but I think that you get very much functionality.
For
the
the
price.
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
How many ins outs are there?
I stopped counting.
It's like an AV receiver, right?
Yeah, almost.
Die was van mij, die rode.
De rode was voor jou, hè?
Ja.
Eentje
Welke
hier.
had jij? De
Die was van mij.
Dit is voor jou?
Nee?
Ik heb er één nieuwe bij.
Dit is voor mij.
Oh, ik kan zeggen ja. De roze.
Ja.
Oh, oké.
So you get a pink one.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
The Advance, this is the only amp that we don't do blind. It's our baseline.
Yeah.
Has the most connectivity of them all. It's ridiculous how many connections it has.
Now we hear it again. It's still one of
Very nice.
the better ones.
Yeah.
I
It's
think.
nice.
It's one of the better ones, yeah.
I mean,
I was
it's
looking at my own notes, and my notes are still standing, I think, because I hear the same things again. I think it sounded a little bit better than the
Yeah.
first time. But
Yeah.
that could be, that's the difficult thing. If you heard other stuff, we had Just Lunch.
Yeah.
I liked it the first time. I like it again.
Yeah.
Great amp.
So 2 more to go for the
Yeah.
real test.
All
Yeah.
right.
So are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I'll switch
start
the microphones.
Okay.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade, ben eruit, ik wil eruit. Het is klaar, ik blok die ruis, ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten. Klachtenbank, terrorist, treurwil, fundamentalist. Het is klaar, het is jij of ik. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn vezels. Ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels. Ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen. Ik weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wichelroede. Maak parfum van alle pijn. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb. Tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben. Met alle glans eraan voorhanden. Mijn manier van houden van en dat. Ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg. Hou me vast en draag me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden. Sterker nog, zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En wat ik dan zie, daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie, goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
Don't look, don't look. Oh, it's not streaming.
Ja.
Oh. Ah. Preamp moet opwarmen.
Even omhoog, of zet die hand naar beneden?
De amp nog even.
Ja, sorry people, the amp has to...
It has a power saving mode, which is very good with these prices nowadays.
Yeah, but it needs to warm up now.
It really checks the whole system. Now it's good.
Yep. There we go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 1 second. Yep. Okay. What did you think?
Jung, what did you think?
Wow, this is
think
very,
you
very
liked it.
good. I liked it, yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too.
It
Yeah.
was just, you know,
It's the most involving of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
amplifiers we heard so far. It trades in stereo image for something which is getting you into the music. I mean, I think the stereo image is the smallest. of the
Yeah,
ones that we heard.
exactly.
Maybe.
And
It was
also
like
the
boxy for me.
boxy and not very deep. I mean,
No.
the placement of the instruments in the stereo image was not as clear as with others.
But
But
it
what
was
you
a
get
lot of
in
fun.
return, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it didn't get me at all.
Fun amp.
No.
Seriously?
No, I don't get this one. It's
I thought I was a robot.
but
But
that's your, that's your measuring bias, right? isn't
no. It actually measures really good, but I
I thought
I
it
know
was a lot of
it's
fun.
very upbeat.
Yeah.
And it's rhythmic.
it? Yeah.
It's a big,
But-
it's a big sound.
The imaging for me is lacking.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm on the side of
Yeah,
the
I was
stereo
here in
image.
the
It
middle,
was
but
so boring to
Here
listen to it.
Here at Sweet Spot, it's just right.
Okay.
it wasn't boring to listen to. I mean, I'm a little bit
was
on
fun.
the side, but it's absolutely
was
not boring.
Okay.
A little
With,
less smooth than the
Well,
advanced Paris.
that's definitely 3-1, so I must be wrong in this case.
No.
No,
Maybe
no.
you just sit here, but yeah, it's
Ma-
possible.
maybe- If the stereo imaging is lacking,
Then it's
and also the depth,
then over
you
there.
are more
you're not in the
backwards.
sweet spot. You're
You're in a
outside
different
of the, yeah.
place.
It didn't do anything with me.
Okay.
Nothing.
Did you hear? Because I heard the most bass.
Yeah.
No,
without
nothing.
of power.
Oh no, but I did hear a lot of bass with the first track.
first
Wende.
track.
Too
Sorry?
much, maybe.
Wende.
Wende. Yeah,
It was a
that
little
that,
dry.
that was pretty good. The Wende track.
Yeah, I wrote down it's a festival with the Wende track.
Yeah.
It's a festival feeling. If you're in a festival.
Yeah. Definitely, I got that one, but this one totally missed me.
Okay.
But
that's maybe because the imaging isn't that
Yeah,
great,
then it
and
stops
you
here.
are sitting more backward. You're out of the zone where it's
Yeah.
acceptable.
It measures really well. It's very tight. It doubles in power, which is impressive in this price class. So it does a lot of things really well.
But measurement is in the sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I rest my case.
And it's really equal between left and right, which is
That-
also
that's-
impressive.
I thought that with the Vega Trails, the playing, I mean, the intention of what they're trying to do with the music and how they are playing, it was so, it got under your skin. It was so, you felt it so good.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by that. Yeah.
Well, okay, but you are the listening panel. I just write the article with your input, so I don't have any say in this, and I'm way out of the sweet spot. So
Yeah.
don't. But I'm gonna swap to the last amp.
Yes.
So
Oh.
don't look.
Don't look.
Look, but again,
Yeah.
this is the sixth one.
Yeah.
And yet again, completely different.
Oh man, they're all so different. It's hilarious.
Yes.
It's yeah, it's really hilarious. Okay, last one.
Okay, we're not looking.
No, please don't. It will be not a lot of fun.
So with different speakers, it can be totally
Yeah,
Different again.
the other way up or down.
true.
This is why it's so hard to get a good set together, I think.
And that's why you have to buy active speakers.
This is why you have to buy active speakers. Absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all into active. After I
Okay, this is the we can stop the test. This is the conclusion. Buy active speakers. No, it's I hope the people at home who are listening into this stream and who are still with us are hearing what we are hearing, so that they get a taste of how different all those amplifiers are.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. It would be great if they could hear what we hear in
Yeah.
that sense. So the amazing differences between all these amps.
Oh,
Yeah.
they do, and they're all over the place with the last amp.
Okay, that's
So,
fun.
Yeah, that's fun because some agree with me and some agree with you.
Cool.
That's cool.
We are right. He is right. Don't listen to him.
KEF LS60. Well, if we're talking active speakers, I do not agree on the KEF LS60.
We,
But I did hear the system audio on walls
Yeah.
on the IER show. What the fuck?
Is
That's
how it was,
really
impressive.
impressive.
we were promised to.
we
Yeah.
promised to get.
We're getting a pair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I heard them.
but these
And
are
they're amazing.
Okay.
amazing.
They're really expensive, by the way.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
1,800 per piece.
Wow.
So that's around 4K
Yeah, but then you know.
a pair.
Okay, but
And
now
the
you
bass
have 2,500
is
for an amp. then-
insane from that pair of
But
speakers.
you know, 2,500 for this amp, then 2 speakers, at
Yeah.
least 1,000.
Yeah.
Cables, a source.
Yeah, it's cheaper. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
But where's the fun in that?
1,800.
Yeah.
The
Where's the
fun is
fun?
that you only have to do to put them in the stroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only need a wall
board.
socket and a source.
Okay.
That's
Let's
it.
get back to the test
Yeah.
because we're way
Wait,
diverging
yeah,
right
but
now,
I-
and we
I-
are
It was
ruining our own test.
it was the mindfuck of the IER show for
Okay,
me.
okay.
That pair of speakers. Yeah. Last amp, people.
Last time.
Last amp.
You switch.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Het is genoeg, meer dan genoeg, dit tranendal, controledwang, de generaal, het zwart of wit. De kleuter op de achterbank, de afhaaljunk, dominatrix, de twijfelaar, flipperbal. Ben ik lelijk, ben ik dik, bang dat ik alles missen zal. Gifparade, sabotage, maskerade en façade, ben eruit, ik wil eruit. Het is klaar, ik blok die ruis, ik wil naar huis, ik wil naar buiten. Klachtenbank, terrorist, treurwilg, fundamentalist. Het is klaar, het is jij of ik. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Uit de kast, in de ring, in mijn mond en op mijn tong. Alles likt en alles golft van het vuurwerk dat ik vond. Ik ben ja in al mijn vezels. Ik weet hoe mijn kruis te dragen. Ik breek schakels en obstakels. Ik weet hoe ik goud kan maken. Ken de klappen van de zweep, maar ik ben niet kapot te krijgen. Al mijn lessen zijn geslepen. Ik weet waar mijn schip naartoe moet drijven. Ik ben mijn eigen wichelroede. Maak parfum van allebei. En ik slaap niet tot ik mijn zin heb. Tot alle muren deuren zijn. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Want ik ben hier zoals ik ben. Met alle glans eraan voorhanden. Mijn manier van houden van en dat. Ik durf te vragen. Zie me staan en ga niet weg. Hou me vast en draag me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Dit antwoord waar ik steeds naar zoek. Het is zo dicht bij huis te vinden. Sterker nog, het zit binnenin me. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. En wat ik dan zie, daar ben jij. En wat ik dan zie, daar zijn wij. En wat ik wil meer dan genoeg. En dat was ik altijd al. En het liefst van alle dingen is dat ik jou ook hoor zingen. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, het is genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg. Het is goed, meer dan genoeg. Ik ben meer dan goed genoeg.
Don't look, don't look, don't look. Okay, there we go. Okay, okay, okay. Okay.
1 second.
Oh yeah. Okay. Switch the mics. Oh. Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeff, what did you think?
I really liked it on the first track.
Yeah.
It was the best
Yeah, definitely
so
the
far
best.
on the first track. It was very obvious, a lot of power, a lot of layering, very open sound.
Yeah.
Uh, again, very different.
Yeah.
It's almost yeah. Then on the last track, there was something with the voices. They were just a little,
Too thin.
yeah, just a little too thin, a little laid back.
I agree.
I'm not sure. And the second track was okay. It was involving.
But not as much as the first one.
First one was really special with this amp.
I agree.
So yeah,
I'm with you. That's the same. At first, I was really expecting maybe too much from 2 and 3, and that was a little bit underwhelmed.
After
by-
1.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
1.
yeah,
Because I was expecting, okay, if this is number 1, then we could get,
yeah.
Yeah.
Piccadilly Church. Come on.
Second
Give
was
me the choice.
okay. The third, I'm not so
The
sure.
third one was really.
Very too loud. There was there was no. If you have a voice
Voices were-
singing,
Yeah,
then you have the part where the sound is coming from your throat, but you have the sound is made by your chest.
Yeah.
And that was missing, completely lacking in the third.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the third one, it was
could
only here in
You could
in the throat.
really,
Yeah.
really hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very strange.
maybe-
But the
yeah.
imaging of this speaker,
Yeah, it's amazing.
that's amazing.
It's
There's so much depth in
Yeah.
Yeah.
the image.
layering,
Yeah,
depth,
from
detail.
You could hear.
Yeah.
You could hear a voice raising
That's the thing. That's the
then-
thing I know.
oh, that's what you were pointing out.
because it starts low.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It was the first time I could
Cool.
hear it. When it starts over there.
With when the
Yeah.
Then it comes up and it goes towards
Watch
you,
you.
and it goes beyond.
It's that's the thing I notice at home, that it doesn't do a weird thing with the voice at the start. So she sings and it's low, and then when the music goes up and open, then her
Yeah.
voice raises in the image. So you see her go up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it comes towards
Yeah.
you. Indeed,
I
The
I
same
can't
is-
hear that from this
no,
position, but
The same was done with The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson with the chorus.
Hmm?
It's sung 3 times, and the background, the first is in the back, and then in the middle, and then next to you. And
Okay.
it's only then you can hear if you have the original master or the remaster, because in the remaster it's totally fucked up.
Okay, yeah,
And also your system, you can calibrate your system on that track if you
Mm.
want soundstage.
the fun thing is that first track is mixed in a modern studio, which does do Dolby Atmos and stuff like that. So I think they have some trickery in there.
Sure.
yeah, must be.
You
That
can do that.
must
Mhm.
be, and
Yeah.
and this amp
and
could,
this amp
could
shows
show
it.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall I reveal the
Like
amps?
like a studio.
Can we
Can
guess?
can you guess?
Can we guess?
Yeah, well, you of course you can guess.
I'll
Oh,
make
I
yours.
don't.
The first one, that's really hard.
Do you have guess on the number 1?
Yeah, you can guess on number 1.
Yeah, I think it's the Advanced Paris.
Woo! You're right. Yeah, that's for all the people that are just tuning in. The Advance was the first amp, but it wasn't blind. It's our reference in this test. We reviewed it pretty recently. But
Did our viewers guess sometimes?
oh, they know.
They know.
Yeah, they see
They
me
know.
changing,
Okay.
so they know.
Okay.
But then the second amp.
Atoll.
Yeah. was it
Nope.
Probably Arcam.
Arcam.
Yep. Arcam. Yeah. No, we're gonna do it differently.
Okay.
Martijn, your top 3.
Okay.
My top 3 of Amplifier.
Yeah. It can be random. Doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3. Just random. But you have to write it down, Jeffrey and Jung, because otherwise it won't be fair.
His top 3. Or
No. Your top 3.
okay. Write it down.
Yeah, you can write it down now and then say it, and then I'll just talk to the people. Because you already know the amps. I'm curious what your top 3 is for the people that have tuned in for almost 3.5 hours. What is your top 3 of amplifiers? I'm really curious because we're going to use it in our article. What you want, what you liked. I'm gonna just make my top 3 based on measurements, but I need to sift through all of them. It's a lot of work. But I'll mention it in the article as well, what I like best in terms of measurements, and you, Martijn and Jeffrey will have their top 3 published as well.
Yep.
But I want to know yours as well, so we can use those in the article as well. I'm really curious about them.
And can we say number 1 as
Ah.
well?
First top 3 lists are already dropping in. Thank you very much. This is really helpful for us. Martijn.
I have a clear top 3, I think. I have to say the Advanced Paris, I really like that amplifier.
Yeah.
But it didn't make my top 3.
Okay.
But I do like it.
A lot of people do have them in the top 3, I notice now.
It's a very nice one.
Yeah,
But
it's a nice amp.
But there are 2 which are for me equal first place, second place, because I cannot choose. The 4th one and the 6th one. The 6th one because of its musical involvement. The 4th one because it was so accurate and so clear. And
Okay, so the second one is in your top 3? 2, and then 4 and 6.
So my number, my
Okay.
equal number 1 is 4 or 6. I cannot choose between the 2.
Well, it doesn't matter.
And then the second amp makes the top 3.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Jung?
Yeah, 2 and 6 for sure.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm hesitating between 4 and 5.
4 and
So,
5. Okay, yeah. Yeah. And Jeff?
I'm going to go with 1.
Yeah.
And 4 and 3.
Okay, wow. So all of you have 4.
Yes.
They're gonna be really happy. For me, it was 2, 5, and 7. So it's really different.
5.
Based on sound, I really liked the last one. The
Seven.
Vended track was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Cyrus.
No,
7 was Yamaha.
no,
No?
no.
Okay, reveal
Okay.
them.
I revealed them.
Reveal them.
Yes.
1 was Advanced Paris.
Yep.
2 was Arcam SA30. 3 was the Atoll.
Mm-hmm.
4 was the Yamaha. So all of you have the
Yeah.
Yamaha in their list. So Yamaha is going to be pretty happy. 5 was the Moon. I did like the Moon.
Yeah, I have to
It struck a really nice
Yes.
balance for me.
roll.
Cyrus was 6.
Yeah.
And the Rega was the 7th.
Wow.
I was really impressed by the Rega.
Yes.
It's amazing. I thought I would like the Cyrus more.
No, ik heb ook de Cyrus, yeah.
It didn't grab me.
Atoll Yamaha.
6th was
and
the Cyrus.
Advanced
Yeah,
Paris.
I have it in my.
So you have the Atoll.
Yeah.
But I had Cyrus in my...
I had my
my-
Cyrus
my
in
basket.
6th.
Yeah, you have Cyrus.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, in terms of measurements, it's all over the place.
I guess Cyrus.
You guessed the Cyrus. Ah, cool. Yeah,
And
it's,
also the Moon, I was also talking to.
yeah. You were right about the Moon and the Cyrus. Yeah.
But I know the headphone amp quite well. I don't have it, unfortunately, but the sound signature.
It is definitely a
It's
signature
something-
because during the sampling it was so different from the others. The Yamaha as well, by the way. I could pick out the Yamaha blindly. I know the AS1200 really well, and the 1200 is a 2200.
And I've tested a lot of Atoll amps. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it must be my kind of sound, or,
Yeah.
or maybe I'm getting used to that sound because I've heard a number of them. So yeah, I really like the Atoll.
Which has the most votes in numerical order, please? I have to go through all the data because I'm gonna make a top 3 based on the number of votes from you and all the viewers in the article.
Is there a line in the is there something?
Yamaha is in a lot of lists. Yeah. Advance as well, by the way.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I
get
understand
that.
why. Yeah.
Not a
Both
lot of
have view meters.
people have the Atoll.
Yeah, they
They
do.
both have view meters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
the-
must be it. I don't really care which one wins because it's all a matter of taste.
Yes,
But
over
that's
there.
why I like a top 3 list, not based on this is my number 1, but they all have something which I like, and it's also what matches on the TADs, of course. It's really important. And what I do notice is that power is not an important factor with the TAD. That's why I choose this loudspeaker as well. It's really easy to drive. I mean, there are amps, the Moon has only 50 watts. That's not a lot for a Class AB amp.
We
You-
noticed that a little.
Yeah,
Maybe.
with some bass kicks maybe, but it can drive it. The one with the most power is the Advanced Paris.
Mm-hmm.
There's 180 watts, but I'm sure you didn't hear a difference with the Cyrus, which only has
No.
70 watts, and it has a lot of grunt.
A lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun to listen to. The Rega has literally twice the power of the Cyrus, but I didn't hear that in the bass.
No.
Nothing. So it's easy to drive.
It's more open.
The difference between the Arcam and the Advance was striking. It's huge in terms of resolution. So,
Wow.
There is something to choose from.
there's definitely
Really
something to choose from.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be so different. I thought they would be more like alike in sound, but not at all.
I feel that my preference is going towards more smoother
Yeah.
amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not the
I
resolution
don't want
guy.
it in my face all the time
Nope.
Mhm.
because I listen for hours and hours, and yeah, those speakers are already very revealing. So
Yeah.
I don't need a very
On the vocal, it will be even more different because the TAD is more forgiving than the vocal.
Yeah.
I like the TADs more in that perspective.
they're more.
And the vocal is harder to drive, so it
Yeah.
will suck the Moon pretty much dry. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're not a resolution guy, Jeffrey.
It's not my primary thing I look for in an amp or in music.
Yeah. So, Jung, what is your conclusion this test?
Well, I really didn't expect it to be so different, and it
Mhm.
also makes me wonder what I really like, because you're intuitively maybe when you're at home, and also for the looks, I would definitely buy the Advance.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
It is a lot of
that's
fun.
your visitors. You know,
Yes.
it's-
I like the Yamaha as
and
well.
that they have,
Yeah.
those valves are not lighted by themselves, but there's a LED light. on
LED
top.
light, yeah.
I
There is
love
a
it.
LED.
I really,
Yeah.
it's like you're driving a Peugeot, with these big screens and lights up, and
Yeah.
It is French. I
so
like it.
I like that.
The Atoll is also French, but it's not as
Atoll is it's different, and
It's very understated look.
it's more technically driven. The Advance is just pure for fun.
But I would like to listen more to the Rega, to be honest.
Yeah, me
I,
too.
I was a little bit surprised by the thinness of the voices.
Yeah, and that third track
Yeah.
wasn't
No.
messed.
Yeah.
But it did some other things that were
Other
quite
speaker.
special.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They're tuned on Totem speakers, I think, because the unit does
Yeah,
Totem
fits,
as well. I
yeah.
think, and Totem is quite warm because on the Arya show they played with the Elicit MK5 as well on Totem, and it wasn't thin. I think Totem speakers are pretty warm, but you know them better than I do, Jeffrey, because I never reviewed Totem speakers.
yeah,
Are they warm?
they are. Well, I'm not sure if they're warm.
or with the revels. How would the Advance sound with revels?
Maybe too thin.
Too thin.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Revel is not a warm speaker. It's very neutral, and well, the Advance is not thin.
No,
No, it's not thin.
I think it would be very.
Oh, the Rega.
Oh, the
Oh,
Advance.
the Advance would be
Yeah.
a great match.
Yeah, with the Rega maybe a little bit thin.
And
Yeah,
the Rega maybe.
yeah. Yamaha
bit
won't
too-
match with the Revels as well.
No, that would be too clean.
Too clean, too analytical. It's
Maybe,
not,
yeah.
not a lot of fun to listen to. I think the Revels would do great on the Arcam or the
And
Cyrus
and the Atoll.
and the Atoll as well. Yeah, they have a lot of grunt, those amps.
Mm-hmm.
So this was yet another insightful live stream, I think.
Think so, but what's your
Hope you liked
conclusion?
it.
My conclusion. Well, I pick out the things that I know what kind of sound I do like. And in the end, the musical involvement of the Cyrus.
Yeah.
I have a name set at home, and Cyrus name is the same kind of philosophy, same kind of sound
Mhm.
that they are. So I'm not surprised that it draws me in. I
Yep.
didn't guess which one it was, but okay, now you say it, I think, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
And I'm very much surprised by the Rega,
Yep.
the incredible imaging,
Yeah.
which I like imaging.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
And I'm not into a fuzzy, warm kind of sound. That's not my thing. But I really liked Advanced Perry.
It's not fuzzy.
It's not fuzzy.
There
no.
wasn't a really warm amp here.
No.
No,
But
no, they're all
It's
very
smooth.
controlled.
Yes.
But in this price class, I expect control. They all have a signature.
It definitely does something with coloration. You know, look here, just hear the saxophone in
Mhm.
track 2.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little bit mean to say it was Kenny. It's all sounds
The
like
the
Kenny
Rega,
G.
you mean?
No, the advanced Paris.
Oh yeah,
The saxophone sounded like Kenny G.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little
But-
bit mean, but it does something
warm
with
glow.
coloration. Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? They all measure straight
Hmm.
in terms of frequency response. That's just so funny because all those guys that are on the forums and checking measurements and distortion figures and frequency response, you can't measure it. They're all straight.
They're all straight. So in terms of measurement, they would be more or less the same.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't listen to it.
Noise floor is all around minus 100, minus 120 dB, so they're all silent. They are all equal in frequency response. Some roll off a little bit earlier in the bass, but that's below 10 hertz. So my speaker doesn't do 10 hertz, so it doesn't matter. The only difference is the way they handle harmonics. And you can see that clearly in, it's called a residue measurement. So what's left in the crossover between the top and the bottom sine wave. And if you have a third harmonic, it will sound cleaner and more analytical. If you have a second harmonic, it's warmer.
Yeah.
That's the big difference between all these amps. That's a design choice they make. But for all you guys that are into measurements, frequency response doesn't say anything because they're all straight in these amps.
But who
The-
does only measurements?
I don't know. It's only half the story. But I do think it would be interesting, and I'm gonna check if that's possible, how they handle the loudspeaker. Because that will be determined if I can measure the frequency response between the amp and the loudspeaker, what we did with the speaker cable test.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you see the differences. Because then you can actually measure the signature of the combination between amplifier and loudspeaker. That would be a more interesting test, but it's really a lot of work to do that with 7 amplifiers. Because they all have to go into the the other room. So, well, it's good fitness work.
Yeah.
If I would do that. But Michael asks, does it matter if you listen on low volume to choose an amp? Yes, a lot.
Yes.
And I measure at 1 and at 10 watts, and there's a big difference in how amplifiers handle that. One amplifier stays completely stable, doesn't matter at all, and the other one, if you go to 10 watts, the whole noise floor will shoot up. So yes, it does matter a lot. I came in late. Is this blind for the viewers too? No. The viewers knew which amp was playing because they saw me changing cables and stuff. In the room, it was blind. What is the way to determine the harmonics issue? Which measurement was that again? It's called a residue measurement. And you can see how the harmonics are distributed in what's left over between the bottom sine wave and the upper one. And you can see it in the noise floor measurement as well, because you see spikes that are either second or third harmonics. And that's has more to do with coloration than anything else, I think. Yeah.
So what's your
My conclusion?
yes to sum it up?
I was very much surprised by all the differences. I thought the Advance would be more warm, but it isn't. I still like that amp a lot. I thought the Moon would have a hard time on the TADs because it's only 50 watts, but I did like it a lot. I was really surprised by the difference between the Advance and the Arcam. It was like a culture shock to me.
Yeah.
It was so different. But in the end, I think these tests are most fun to do because it gives you so much insight in the differences between gear. It's always a big surprise if you do compare 7 or 8 amplifiers or loudspeakers or decks. Because it's a luxury to be able to do that, I think.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
And it gives you learn so much by these tests. And the top 3, well, we all like the Yamaha, so that's a big compliment to Yamaha.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's the number 1 or not, because there is no winner for me.
No, I
It's
think that
22 kilos. So
Yeah,
it's the most heavy one.
It's really heavy, and
Cool.
for me, a Yamaha is like a calibration instrument. It's so well built.
I think it's important to stress once again, we do these comparison tests not to pick winners and losers.
No,
We do a comparison test so we can tell you what we hear differently, and then you can make up your own mind.
Sure.
Everybody has a different taste in music and how you want to listen to music.
Yes.
So pick the thing that you like the best.
And I think it was obvious in this test
Yes.
that we didn't agree on everything.
No.
And that's how
That's
it
fine.
should be.
Patrick asks, this €25 range, do you consider this to be the sweet spot in price range of most brands? That's a very good question, actually.
I think you get quite a lot of value.
Yeah. If you go
It's,
up, it will be harder. I think.
If the entry level is around 800 to 1200 euros, I think.
Yeah, but there are a lot of compromises in that range, I
Yep.
think.
And
Yeah.
then the step up is this range.
And I
Yeah.
think here you can definitely hear what choices brands are making
Yeah.
in terms of either power supply, hefty
Mhm.
power, or lots of input outputs,
Yep.
Mhm.
sound staging.
Yep.
Because
And-
here they can really ponder where to stress.
Yes.
And there wasn't a bad amp.
No,
There
No.
wasn't.
No.
Not
But
one.
if you really want to have a no compromises amp, you have to spend so much more money.
You have to spend.
yeah. But even 10, 15K, you hear compromises.
Yes.
I mean, the Mark Levinson is a great amp. And I'm mentioning this because I really recently reviewed that. It's 12,500 euros. I still heard compromises in the deck board. And doesn't make it a bad amp. You see that it's really expensive to make it a little bit better. And in this price range, you get a lot of quality. Yes, 2,500 euros is a lot of money, but you get a lot of quality.
Yes.
And if you want to go up 5 to 10K, yes, it gets better. I think you get more power, but not more resolution or more neutrality per se.
No, it's more authority.
It's authority, yeah. Someone asks, what's the difference between the Arcam SA20 and SA30? Again, good question. The SA30 has a completely different power supply.
Okay.
So I know the SA20 and 10 pretty well. The 30 is a different design. and it's a lot faster than the 20. It has a lot more authority than the 20, and the 10 is not even close. The 10 is a good amp, but
Yeah.
30 is just a lot better.
I think we tested all of them.
All of them, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And the 30 is by far the best. It is class G, like Arcam calls it. The power supply can switch between modes with the highest rendement,
Return.
Nee,
efficiency.
Efficiency, okay.
Yeah, with the highest efficiency, you always get the best voltage rail, or simply said, it's not a voltage rail, but you get the highest efficiency of the power supply. It switches between power rails, and that's a very advanced technology. It's hard, so it's expensive, but you hear it immediately if you put them next to each other. The advanced producer tube hybrid, yes, it is. If you all had to walk out with one amp, which one would it be? So you want us to pick a winner, but we don't.
No.
We're not gonna pick a winner. Sorry, impossible question. Yeah, well, sorry, Clarice. No, not gonna pick one winner. Jeffrey, could you hear a difference between the Rega Elicit and the Rega A12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Atos has a lot more authority.
Yeah?
A lot more.
It's twice as expensive.
Yeah. I was just thinking about doing a separate review
you
of
know,
the
I
Rega.
am. I told you I was experimenting with preamps.
Yeah.
For the studio, and I tried to. I tried it on my Wise deck, and the brand is Simpleway. It makes DI boxes and stuff, but the guy who makes it, he said something very valuable. He said, well, it's all about the matching of the voltage of the microphone or the deck with the input.
Yeah.
True.
And you have to be able to do that electronically or by tuning your
Manually. Yeah.
your resistance,
Yeah, it's the input
your-
impedance that
your
counts.
impedance.
Yeah.
And when you look what he makes, his brand is called Simpleway, and it's very simple. But it's what he does with his preamps. It's amazing, and I tried it on the deck.
Yeah.
And you know what? I described it to you guys. And it's just electronics. It's simple. You can all follow it how it with wiring and capacitors and
But it's the same with a phono cartridge.
Yeah.
If the impedance or capacitance is off, it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I.
apart from the brands, it's also
Matching.
of and it's so simple if you look at it. You know, it's all about electronics. So if there's too much of a difference between what you put in, what your input or your output and your input, then the amp has to work harder to match it to the next stage. Let's say amplification or deck or whatever. So, but if it just fits, then it's the signal path is constant or has less fluctuation.
Yeah, true.
So that really depends on what you have.
And on that bombshell,
Okay.
You always end with that
Yeah.
on that bombshell.
because that's
Gear.
how Top Gear ends. Would love to.
I think the real bombshell for today is vinyl. We had our first vinyl in the live
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah,
big
final
band.
in a live stream.
As
Absolutely.
far as I can remember.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Nee, toch?
In
Nee,
the
no,
live
no, no,
stream.
no, no.
And for
The
comparison,
analog digital comparison
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
was with
yeah, that
a
was-
Lekker and the tube amp test 2
was there-
years ago.
Was there? Oh yeah, that was
Yes,
the
yes,
Trentemüller.
Yeah, Trentemüller track.
Sorry, it wasn't the first vinyl.
It's the third one,
The third one.
but we
But
don't
well,
do
the
it very
first one,
often.
It won't be the
with
last
Tower
one.
of Power.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
It was a great track.
Yes.
Yes, it's great. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3.5 hours.
3-1.
I'm not gonna comment on that. 3.5
For
hours,
testing.
people.
Als je even
For testing.
squib cakes voor.
I hope you enjoyed it today.
Yes.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
I think we did.
Port Silly says my
Yeah.
cousin was the director on Top Gear for 4 years. Lucky guy. I love that show. But they had their high, how do you say it? The hoogtepunt.
On the peak.
They had their peak
performance
years
was
ago.
something,
They should stop now. It's enough. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you like these kinds of tests, please support us on Patreon. I'm gonna put in the link again. We need support from you guys to keep doing these kinds of tests. They take a lot of time to organize, and we do them on Sunday for you. So please just support us with
Drive 3
Patreon.
hours.
And this guy came all the way from southern of Belgium, 3 hours one way. So that's a 6-hour trip today. So please, for Jeffrey, support Jeffrey for this.
Support Jeffrey.
What did Belgium do actually on the World Cup?
Let's
what did they?
Let's find out.
let's find out during another cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you, people.
Okay.
How they have
And
to
see you
start.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. They didn't even start.
Oh.